Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a wonderful Fast Friday, Week 6. I am your host, Shovel. Welcome to Fast Friday. For those of you who are just joining us who have no idea what I'm talking about, Fast Friday is a time where we take the lunch hour to honor the Father by fasting during lunch, getting into the Word, and praying to the Father, listening to some praise and worship after the show, and just spending time with the Father so that we can deepen our relationship with the Father. Like I said, I'm Shovel, member of Disciple Christian Motorcycle Club, and like I've said many times before, full disclaimer, I am not a pastor, nor am I ordained. I am just giving you my thoughts. I felt convicted to do this, so I'm doing it. So I will say, it is July 3rd. You can see here, extreme fireworks, July 3rd, kind of a big deal. Running around currently like, Santa Claus and his elves on Christmas Eve. Extreme Fireworks, sponsored by Monster Energy with their brand new Ultra Edition, Ultra Red, White, and Blue Raz. And let's not forget their Strawberry Lemonade Edition as well. Running on caffeine and nicotine, guys. So we're running around like crazy. We got the 4th of July coming up. It's a big year, 250th anniversary of the country. It's going to be on Saturday. We pray that the Lord keeps the rain away, if it be His will. And that being said, let's go ahead and get into our Fast Friday. This week we're talking about pride, all right? And so we are going to be in the book of Isaiah. I really love the book of Isaiah. And right now we're going to go to Isaiah 14:12, and we're going to be, so Isaiah 14, for those of you who aren't familiar, it contains a prophecy against the king of Babylon. But we can kind of see, as Christians here, we can kind of see a picture of Satan's rebellion against God. All right, so let's go ahead and go to Isaiah 14:12. How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to earth. And then we look at Isaiah 14:13 through 14, and it says, you said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will make myself like the Most High. And so you can see there the repeated phrase, I will. And so it actually says 5 times. So I will ascend, I will raise my throne, I will make myself like God. And so the very thing that brought down Satan wasn't weakness. It wasn't lack of power. It wasn't lack of intelligence. It was pride. And pride convinced him that he deserved what only belongs and belonged to God. And that's exactly what pride still does today. Pride tells us, like, I don't need help. I don't need correction. I know what's best. I can handle this on my own. And pride, in reality, it still destroys men every single day. You know, marriages fall because of pride, and friendships end, churches divide, brotherhoods are fractured, and a man who refuses correction is often standing in the same trap that destroyed Satan himself. But there's a second lesson to this. Okay, so we're talking about how pride can make you fall, but also the defeat of fear. And so the second lesson is why we should never fear the devil. Because in the same chapter that warns us about pride, it also reminds us about that. And so we think about the most feared enemy in human history, Satan. He can't defeat God. He can never defeat God. He couldn't take God's throne. He couldn't win in heaven. He couldn't stop Christ from going to the cross. He couldn't keep Jesus in the grave. And he can't separate believers from Christ. And so I feel like a lot of times we as Christians give Satan way too much credit. Every problem is the devil. Every struggle is the devil. Every bad day is the devil. And while spiritual warfare is absolutely real, we need to remember something. Satan is not and never will be God's equal. He's a created being. God is the creator. And Satan is limited. God is limitless. Satan's defeated and God reigns forever. And James tells us in James 4, chapter 4, verse 7, submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. It doesn't say flee from the devil. It says the devil flees from those who stand firm in God. And so, here we go in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. And so notice here, Peter says like a lion, not that Satan is the lion, because there's only one lion, and it's Jesus Christ, the Lion of Judah. The devil roars because he wants to create fear. But Jesus, he doesn't ever roar. He doesn't have to. He has all the authority. And that's why fasting is important, because it humbles us before God. It reminds us to be dependent on him. And that every hunger pain reminds us that we need God more than we need food. And humility is the exact opposite of the pride that destroyed Satan. The devil said, I will, and Jesus prayed, not my will, but yours be done. The devil sought a throne, Jesus carried a cross. The devil exalted himself, Jesus humbled himself. The devil fell, and Jesus was lifted up and given the name above every name. And so, questions for reflection going into this 4th of July weekend. Is pride keeping me from receiving correction? Have I been trying to carry burdens God never asked me to carry? Am I giving Satan more attention by giving him more credit than I'm giving God? And where do I need to humble myself before the Lord today? So that's it. That's Fast Friday, week 6. Thank you guys for joining me. Love you guys. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Be safe. I'm hoping to see everybody with all digits next week. Love you guys. Be safe. Have a great weekend.